Hey everyone, I am Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her podcast. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I actually been on a break. A break is always needed due to life be lifing. And the reason being I am sharing this episode with you, I am going to be starting a series. During my break, I had wrote a book, The Millionaire Mindset Shift. It will be releasing next week. I am so excited about it because this is the beginning of my journey. I've been battling a few things since the death of my mom and my husband and my cousin, and I just lost another cousin. But you can't let that stop you. And I've noticed I haven't let too many things stop me, but I didn't take rest in between that. And rest is so important, and taking time out for yourself. Yes, people may need you for many things, but it has to become a point of time where you need yourself saved. We've been saving people for so long to a point we forgot ourselves. It is so valuable and it's so important to put ourselves first, because if we don't, we are going to be dying. We're going to be dying. I'm just going to be straightforward. Life is so short to a point where we don't realize it. And I don't want you guys to realize it until later. For me, dealing with so much grief and experiences, not only with the loss of loved ones, but also the loss of a business. I lost my business twice. And also with the loss of me losing myself. Losing yourself could come so easily. And mine is really on health. I've been real focused on my health lately. And you cannot do much if you don't have your health together. And that has been one of my journeys. I've been slowly gearing my way to pescatarian. I don't know if I'm going to go fully vegan or not, but right now it's pescatarian. And the reason being for that is because I noticed that meat was hurting me. It was hurting my digestive system. It was hurting my stomach so badly. I had to narrow things down to figure out what was going on with me. So I started to take a break on life and notice that I was already not eating pork, but I broke myself down to not eating beef because I noticed how beef was messing me up really bad. And then all of a sudden I noticed how chicken was doing me too. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, this is so painful. So I'm just in a phase now where I'm just getting my health all the way in order. With me getting my health in order, a lot of people don't understand this comes with a millionaire mindset, because one thing for certain, it's not about money. Having a millionaire mindset is not always about money. And that's where people get things mixed up at. You have to align yourself properly in your personal life of things that have to do with you for you to be able to function daily as an entrepreneur, to be able to understand how much your time is valuable on not only yourself, but also your business and who you spend it with. And let me tell you something that may free you today once I reveal so much that has been going on and so much that involves this book that I have coming out. You don't need more money to change your life. You need a different relationship with yourself, because money doesn't give you confidence. It exposes whether you had it or not. Sometimes money exposes people on their true colors and who they are, but money doesn't give you discipline. It reveals whether you practice it or not. Money doesn't give you peace. It shows you how much chaos you are already carrying. And that's why so many people chase money and still feel empty when they get it. And you just really don't expect that, or you don't even understand that. But the millionaire mindset is not about becoming rich. It's about becoming ready. You have to be ready for it, because if you're not, it's going to humble you. Most people are asking the wrong questions. They say, how do I make more money? But the real question is, who do I need to become to sustain the life that I want? Because wealth doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to identity. Many times viewing people's identity, social media, you really don't see it. In person, you eventually will see it, or you may see it right away. You just never know. You don't raise the level of your income, you fall to the level of your habits, boundaries, and self-respect. If your identity is rooted in survival, money will always feel temporary. If your identity is rooted in lack, abundance will feel unsafe. If your identity is rooted in people pleasing, wealth will leak out of your life. You really have to understand that, because identity is so important along with your character. Your character goes a long way. You need to be grounded in so many ways, and you have to know that you are valuable, but you can't come cocky with it and let it disturb who you really are. Not let the devil be mixed in with your walk of God and your faith that you have. You have to really look at the bigger picture when it comes to you understanding who you are once you reach that level. Here's a part that nobody likes to hear. Some of you are not broke because of income, but you're broke because of an emotional pattern. Patterns are very important. Saying yes when you mean no, rescuing instead of building, overgiving instead of investing, working hard without working wisely. I was a giving person to the extreme. I think about it so much to a point I feel like I disrespected myself. I didn't have no type of boundaries whatsoever. And the fact that people actually knew what they were doing to manipulate me and to guilt me and to make me feel bad for not helping them. And the fact that I actually was in a people pleasing season in my life and didn't really notice it. And I was just so busy making sure that they were more okay than myself. That was so horrible. It was so horrible. Do I regret it? No. But do it make me feel some kind of way? Yes. It makes me feel some kind of way because people were telling me, but I was ignoring it. And a lot of times people will see things on the outside looking in, and you need to listen to it or reevaluate different things. Don't be so in defense mode when someone is trying to tell you something about yourself and things that you really don't see. Just listen to what they have to say and actually take in what they're saying and actually review the things that's going on in your surroundings. And my mom was the main person letting me know so many things. It's crazy because I listened to her. I did. I really listened to my mom. However, I didn't execute quick enough. It was like I was just watching things unfold, and I just wanted to see how far they will really go, to a point where you would think to yourself, like, they really think I'm this stupid and I don't see what's going on, or I don't see what they're doing, but I really do. But at the same time, I wonder how far they will really go. How will they keep going? And for me, letting a person keep going, it hindered me in the end. So that's why I say hire slow, fire fast. Hire slow, fire fast is so freaking needed, because I swear you will suffer at the end of the day. And I'm not only saying that to shame you of the things that you do. That's just like you become friends with someone, but you be unfriended quickly because people show you patterns. Patterns are always there. And I'm saying this because you have to see that how much awareness is power. And this also comes with you, with your finances. Money is not your problem. Unhealed thinking is. And you have to continue and realize that on a daily basis, because you will find yourself so left behind. You'll be like, what in the world is going on? Like, how did I get here? You, the reason why it got there, because you didn't set yourself up to be able to have boundaries and to be able to heal and not even work on your emotional intelligence. Right behind that, I've been the woman who worked nonstop, the woman who carried everyone, the woman who thought love meant sacrifice, the woman who thought success meant exhaustion. Like, I was freaking exhausted. I was tired. I needed to learn how to take a break, take time out for myself. The world is going to keep whirling, but you can't keep being in the world if you aren't taking care of yourself. You could catch up with time because your hustle becomes natural. The things that you do become so natural because it's God's giving gift. He's going to position you where you need to be, as long as you continue to have that relationship with him and build faith within yourself. But you have to find time to reset and reboot yourself. And I learned the hard way by being strong without structure is super, extremely dangerous. I made money and I still lost it. I looked successful and I still felt empty. I helped everyone and neglected myself. And that moment broke me, but it also rebuilt me, because that's what I realized. You cannot build wealth while abandoning yourself. And also, the real millionaire mindset requires things most people avoid. Discipline when nobody is watching. Listen, behind the scenes, when you are by yourself, taking time out for you, and you know no one isn't seeing that, and then you just come back even harder. Oh my God. Listen, that will be the most epic moment and so inspiring to others, because not too many people is doing that. We're going into a world now where you see people doing it on social media, but are they doing it in real life? Are they doing it just for content? No, we are going to be doing this in real life. And also boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable, because sometimes we can have boundaries and we care so much, it makes us feel uncomfortable because we're creating a boundary that we normally don't discipline ourselves on to avoid certain things. Patience in the world is addicted to the instant results all the time, and silence instead of consistent explanation. Peace over proving yourself. This mindset isn't loud, but it doesn't flex and it doesn't rush. It builds quietly and it lasts. You have yourself at the end of the day. You have yourself. That is like so freaking important. And having faith and purpose is also needed. And I also need to say this clearly. Okay. I hope y'all listening. But you cannot separate faith from wealth and expect peace. When God isn't at the center, money becomes God, and you don't want it to become the God. And the money is a terrible God. It demands everything and it gets nothing back. Alignment matters, abundance matters, integrity matters. When I stopped forcing doors to be open for me and I started trusting timing, everything shifted for me. And it's so crazy because things will shift extremely fast. Prime example, I'm like, I want more kids enrolled in my daycare. So I started improving things within my daycare so that I'm able to receive what I needed. And lo and behold, I swear, y'all, this just recently happened. So the kids go on a 2-week break for the holidays, which was Christmas that just passed. And the first week, I was only open a few days. Of course, Christmas closed, New Year's closed. However, during that time, I was seeking a blessing for me to get more kids enrolled due to me having some 24-hour days open and other days I'm open until midnight. So with me having those days, I could fill in with more kids to be enrolled. During that time, I reached out to old parents and I reached out to new parents for them to give me a Google review. During that time, I'm asking everybody to give me a Google review, even off a characteristic. I can send it to friends and family that may not have kids, but they have seen me operate my business and they know me as an individual when it comes to kids. So I ended up getting like 40 reviews. I did not think I was going to get that many. However, since I had got those reviews, parents actually read them when they're searching for childcare. And within those 2 weeks, I enrolled at least 11 kids. 11 kids in my daycare center. And it is nothing but the greatest blessing ever. And it showed me how much I was becoming who I wanted to become. I was becoming who God wanted me to become. But the thing is, where people get things mixed up at is they don't understand you got to do the work to see the results. God is going to give you, it's already waiting for you. It's already there, but you have to do the work. You have to. And what's meant for you, it will not require you to betray yourself to get it. It won't whatsoever. But I pray that that was a great example for you to understand how much the shifting is needed in your life and fulfill the things of your weaknesses. You have to be able to replace that and strengthen those areas and also write it down. The great thing about it is I didn't write the Millionaire Mindset Shift because I had all of the answers. I wrote it because I lived the questions. Like I lived every question that most people will ask and never really get the answer. And people will circle around the answer and give you all these different things that really doesn't matter of the route for you to really move forward. I wrote it for the men and women who's tired of starting over. Starting over can be good, but sometimes failure requires you to enhance and rebuild yourself into a better version of you as an entrepreneur and you as a personal, as an individual. And for the entrepreneur who's rebuilding quietly and for the person who knows they're capable of more, you don't want to lose yourself in the process. That's one of the things you do not want to do. And this book isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to yourself and building from there. It's so important for you to come home to yourself because home is where you need to be. It starts at home. Like, it's so crazy because every Saturday morning about 8 a.m., my mom used to wake me and my brother up. When she woke us up, we had to first clean up our room, make our bed, make sure our clothes are washed, make sure everything is intact. That's our home part. That's our room. That's where we lay our head at. That's where we be at all the time. So our room always had to be good. Then she gave us different tasks and different chores and things to do within the house. Vacuuming, washing down walls, washing clothes, dusting, just doing all the things on the inside of our home. We had to do this constantly every Saturday. From there, I end up being a one in the house, but then later I end up going outside. So outside, we're cutting the grass, we're edging, we're planting flowers, we are blowing the grass off the concrete. We were just getting everything together. And I swear to you, my mom's home was freaking beautiful. You would not even think she was bringing in the income she was bringing in. I swear to you, you wouldn't. But this is the part where I'm telling you how you are building inside of your home. Keeping a clean environment keeps you clean mentally it helps your mindset so much to a point. You have to be structured. You have to be organized for you to be able to keep going. And I was just blessed that my mom installed that in us at a very young age for us to be able to know what to do. Of course, along the way, I lost myself here and there every now and then, but with it naturally being in you, and it's something that you discipline yourself, you know this is the next step. You know this is what you need to do for you to continue to build, to you continue to think clearly. I just really want you guys to understand how important you are. Like you are the one at the end of the day. And I really hope this episode resonates to you and it's not by accident. It means that you're in a season of shift. You are in a season of clarity, in a season where survival is no longer enough. And I also want you to hear clarity and hear it clearly that you are not late. Because some people be thinking they behind and you are not even behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are literally becoming. Once you take those first steps, take the next step, write a short-term goal. And I'm not talking about short-term goal like in a month. I'm talking about short-term goal for a day. Like one day you do something and you accomplish it. The next day you do something else. Or it may take you 48 hours or 72 hours. But you have to make sure that you get these things done for you, because that's the only way you're going to see the results. Once you start seeing the results, it makes you feel a lot more motivated. It makes you feel so good. You know what I'm saying? I also didn't write the Millionaire Mindset Shift to teach people how to get rich fast, because I already know people are going to be like, oh, this is how Vic got all this money. No, this is not how Vic got all this money. It took a lot of discipline for you to actually have a mindset, for you to actually get to where you need to be. I wrote it because I kept seeing people repeat the same cycles all the time. I saw myself keep on making cycles that really didn't do well for myself, making money and losing it, building a business and burning out, looking successful and feeling empty. Those things is what you see all the time. And that's not good. This book is definitely not about for perfection at all. It's about awareness. It's also about healing. And like I was telling you before, it's like becoming the type of person who can sustain wealth mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and also financially. It's just something that a lot of people find themselves like feeling stuck constantly, and you just can't you got to make sure that you just don't stay stuck. A lot of times people stay stuck because something didn't work out for them. It put them in a space where I was just like, forget it. I'm not even about to do this no more. I gave up. You have to keep going after giving up. And I'm going to tell you again, having faith is so important. And it's so crazy because I used to be mad at God a lot. I used to find myself I always love him. I always have a relationship with him, but I always question him why. I always question the fact that why I'm not receiving things that I wanted to receive. And I had to realize that it wasn't time. I had to experience a lot other things in my life for me to be able to receive. I had to understand internally why things weren't working out. And it's so messed up because it's a lot of times we see people that do hurtful, hateful things and they operate a full evilness, and you see them be blessed all the time. You see how the devil just blesses people like so easily sometimes, and you just don't have no understanding of it. But I had to understand that that was none of my business. That was literally none of my business. That shouldn't even have been my focus. And the reason being for that, because someone else's time isn't my time. My time is mine. my focus is my relationship with God. My focus is exactly what He keeps putting in front of my face of the things that I need to shift it in my life so that I can receive. I don't know what that person have going on. I don't know anything of what they go on their darkest moments. I don't know how God is going to deal with them after them receiving things, and it's really none of our business to even feel like we have the credibility to understand why people shouldn't receive things, even if we think of them a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really be deep rooted and be checked. I had to check myself. I had to realize that anything surrounding me that has to do with anyone else on how they receive their blessings or how I see them being blessed has nothing to do with me. And I find that is the issue with a lot of people. Their focus be on other people so much where they get beside themselves and they don't be focused on themselves. You have to look at things that you lack, things that you aren't strengthening, things that you are judging of others. Sometimes it can be a form of you being a hater for real, and you really don't realize it. And you just have to accept that you're being a hater. That has nothing to do with you. And you just have to literally check yourself so many times and understand the power of the tongue. You can't utilize your mouth with things that doesn't concern you. And a lot of times, if you're using your mouth to say certain things, you are blocking a blessing for yourself. And you have to understand that you cannot do that. You can't. You can't continue to utilize your tongue with hate and walk in a purpose that you want to walk in. The two don't mix. It doesn't mix at all. And so I really hope you guys love this episode. I'm going to continue to do the Millionaire Mindset Shift series. This series is so important to me, is valuable for me, because I wish I had this when I first started running my businesses and how I went about different things. I didn't get handed things. It wasn't handed to me. I didn't have the structure of individuals in my life to tell me how to run a business or anything like that. I learned these things on my own. I learned it on my own. Sometimes we are alone, but we have to find our space. We have to find our tribe. We have to find the people to be around to be able to help us with ourselves and for us to understand different things in a proper way. So thank you, everyone. And look out for the Millionaire Mindset Shift. I am excited about this book, and you can also take notes in it. I thought that was like super dope, because I'll be reading books sometimes and I'll be wanting to make my notes in the book, because once I start reading it again, I want to go back to it. And it's a constant read. You always going to get something out of it. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Life Her Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on all major platforms. Also, give me a rating. Talk to me. Say something. Let me know how you feel about Life Her Podcast and about me. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.